Let's take a brief tour of the new Apollo GX front panel. 3 knobs control the most basic functions. The on-off knob on all GX receivers also controls audio volume on the GX60. The outer ring or large knob selects the primary functions, and the small knob scrolls through secondary selections available within each primary function. 7 hard keys perform dedicated functions: navigation, nearest waypoint, information, select, moving map display, direct to, and enter. Below the keypad is the data card slot. Refer to your user's manual to learn how to update your database. The exclusive Tomorrow electroluminescent screen displays in all viewing conditions the vast amount of information which the GX series receivers provide. We'll pay a lot more attention to the display shortly. The brightness of the display is automatically controlled by the brightness of the viewing environment as measured by this photocell. The soft key functions change with the mode you select. The current function for any soft key can be found on the display just above the key. In addition to the advanced GPS navigational features of the Apollo GX series receivers, the GX60 also adds exclusive advanced two-way communications functions to your cockpit capabilities. In the communications mode, a new section appears below the standard navigation data. This section lists the active and standby frequencies and 4 new soft key functions. Once the Apollo GX series receiver is properly installed in the aircraft, you are ready to use its powerful features. However, if you have a personal computer which meets minimum requirements and a Tomorrow simulator kit, including a connector cable and power supply, then you can practice using your GX series receiver anywhere. First, turn the unit on. Notice that the receiver automatically steps through a self-test series. This is part of your assurance that the unit is working properly before you leave the ground. All Apollo GX series receivers navigate from waypoint to waypoint, whether you are flying to airports, radio navigation aids, intersections, or locations which you define. They are all called waypoints. The most basic operation you will perform each time you use your GX series receiver is to select your waypoints, either from the internal database or from a file of waypoints you have created. First, we'll explore the database. There are 4 ways which you will use the most to access this wealth of information: the nearest hard key, the direct to hard key, the database soft key on the navigation screen, and the flight planning soft key. Perhaps the navigation feature most often used by pilots is selecting a route direct to a destination from wherever you happen to be. From the navigation home page, the direct to hard key immediately takes you to the waypoint database. You can now turn the small knob to determine what type of waypoint you want to select: an airport, a VHF omni-range station, a non-directional beacon, an intersection, or a waypoint that you have created in the user file. We'll select airport, and now turn the large knob to move the cursor to the first letter of the airport identifier, and use the small knob to dial in the first letter of the identifier. Large knob to move to the second position, small knob to select the second letter, large knob to third position, small knob to select the third letter, and so on. Once you have made your choice, simply press enter, and the Apollo GX receiver immediately switches to the navigation home page and displays the bearing and range to your chosen waypoint, along with the estimated time en route based on current ground speed. It's that simple. But say that you don't know the airport identifier. What then? Well, you may choose a waypoint by the name of the city or the facility. Turn the large knob until the cursor indicates the first letter on the city facility line. Let's enter Springfield, the most common town name in America. Remember, you can turn each knob in either direction. There it is, Springfield, Colorado. Wait a minute, we want Springfield, Illinois. The display tells us that this is a duplicate, that there are other Springfields. To scroll through them, there are 11 of them. Press the hard key marked Select. The entire name Springfield now flashes. With the small knob, you can scroll through all the Springfields in your database. Or you can scroll through all the cities in the database if you wish, simply by turning the small knob. We'll select Springfield, Illinois, and turn the large knob again until City flashes. Now rotate the small knob, and you will see the name of the facility, Capitol Airport. Now, if you wish more information about Springfield's Capitol Airport, press the Info hard key and use the small knob to scroll through 19 pages of data, including location, frequencies, fuel available, runway layout, surfaces and lighting, bearing and distance from present position, instrument approaches, and so on. To return to the database, simply press Info again. If you find yourself in the database with the entire airport identifier or facility or city still flashing, and you want to return to selecting one letter at a time, just press the Select hard key to return to a single letter cursor. Now let's access the database directly. From the navigation homepage, press the Database soft key, and if necessary, turn the large knob to the Access Database page, then Enter. Now, in the same way, you can turn the large and small knobs to choose from thousands of waypoints in the database. An important safety feature of the GX series receiver is its ability to locate waypoints nearest to your position. Should you have to land quickly, you can locate the nearest 20 airports with the touch of the Nearest key, or by turning the large knob the 20 nearest VORs, or the 20 nearest NDBs, or the 20 nearest intersections, or the 20 nearest user-defined waypoints. Each waypoint can be examined in detail by pressing the Info hard key. You may also set the criteria for which airports to choose. For example, if you fly a high-performance jet aircraft, you may want to screen out all airports which do not have a paved runway of at least 5,000 feet. Check your manual to see how to set selection criteria for nearest waypoints. If you would like to use one of the nearest waypoints as a new destination, select the waypoint you want, press the Direct to hard key, followed by Enter. That waypoint now becomes your destination, and immediately all of the navigation information is updated accordingly. Nearest is a very versatile tool beyond its emergency advantages. For instance, it can serve a variety of normal daily needs, such as reporting your position to air traffic control. So keep it in mind when you want to find any nearby waypoint quickly. While you're in this mode, if you turn the large knob far enough, you will find a page called Choose Waypoint to Search Around. Press Enter, and again you will be in the database. Next, choose a waypoint of any kind anywhere in the database which you'd like to search around, and press Enter again. Now you can find the 20 airports, VORs, NDBs, intersections, or user waypoints nearest to the waypoint you chose. So, if you know you want to go to Racine, Wisconsin, but don't know the names or identifiers of the local airports or nav aids, use the Nearest Search Around feature to find out all about the Racine area. For most purposes, you will select waypoints from the thousands offered in the internal upgradable Jeppesen database. However, if you wish, you may create and store up to 500 of your own waypoints. Here's how. Start at the navigation homepage and press the Database soft key. Now rotate the large knob if necessary until you find the Create User Waypoint screen. Then Enter. Now use the large and small knobs to choose a waypoint number, location by latitude and longitude, and an altitude. Enter stores it, ready for you to recall it from the internal database as if it were any other waypoint. So far, you've seen how to access the database through the Direct to hard key, the Nearest hard key, and the Database soft key, and how to create and recall your own waypoints. Perhaps this would be a good time to pause, to play with the database, Look up some of your favorite destinations and get a feel for the vast amount and variety of information this database contains and how to find what you need consistently and quickly. Then try flying some of these basic features such as Direct To and Nearest until you feel comfortable with their use. When you're ready, we'll show you some tips on how to create and use flight plans. Once you have mastered selecting a waypoint, you can begin using the Apollo GX receiver to give you a wealth of flight information quickly and accurately. Your GX receiver will store up to 30 flight plans of up to 20 legs each. Press the Flight Plan soft key, then turn the large knob to create a new flight plan. Then press Select. You may choose up to 8 characters in your flight plan's name, including numbers, uppercase letters, and spaces. We'll name our flight plan from Salem to Troutdale as SLE space TTD. As a practical matter, when naming your flight plans, especially when you have more than one, it's easiest to use a name you recognize, such as your departure and destination airport identifiers. Now press Enter. The on-screen instruction tells you to turn the small knob to insert waypoints, and we'll do that. When you see the Insert question flashing, press Enter to go to the database. We'll select Salem, Oregon's McNary Field, SLE, as our first waypoint. When you have chosen your point of origin, press Enter again, and the first waypoint moves to the From position on the screen, and the Insert question moves automatically to the To position. Now select a second waypoint. We'll choose Hillsboro, Oregon, and press Enter. Hillsboro now becomes the From waypoint, and you may now add a third waypoint in the To position. We'll select Troutdale, Oregon as our destination and press Select to end the flight plan. To check your plans, turn the large knob to scroll through the flight plans filed alphabetically until you come to the one you've created. Here is our flight plan from Salem to Troutdale. Now use the small knob to scroll through each waypoint until you are satisfied that it is correct. If you find you've made an error, simply push Select and follow the instructions on the screen to change, insert, or delete a leg or a waypoint. So far, we've used the database to explore waypoints, select waypoints, and assemble a string of waypoints into a flight plan. Good progress. Now, let's activate the plan and fly it. Press the Flight Plan soft key and turn the large knob to select your plan. Here it is. Now select the plan. When you turn the small knob, you will see that you can do 9 distinct operations with the plan you've created, including activating the selected plan, automatically reverse activating the waypoints for the return trip, deleting, renaming, or copying the plan, clearing the waypoints so you can use the same name for a new plan, reversing the waypoint sequence, and estimating ground speed or fuel flow based on current speed and consumption. We'll choose Activate by pressing Enter, which transfers the plan to the active mode. Now, pressing the Navigate hard key will set up the plan for your flight. Intuitive and straightforward. Incidentally, the navigation function is always at work in the background, even when you have other functions in use and other displays on the screen. Selecting Navigate will always bring you to the nav home page, showing the destination waypoint identifier and type, estimated time en route from your present position based on current ground speed, course deviation, and the bearing and distance to the destination waypoint in your choice of nautical miles or kilometers. The triangle pointing up indicates that the destination is ahead of you, and down means it is behind you. If the GPS sensor is not sending a valid position signal, the CDI will show Nav Flagged. Notice the diamond in the lower right corner of the display. Anytime the diamond is present, more pages of information are available by turning the small knob. Now press the Map hard key for a graphic presentation of your flight progress. Alongside the moving map display are the main parameters of the flight. These parameters change automatically as the flight progresses. Turn the large knob if you prefer to see the map full screen with the parameters in the corners, or turn it again to gain access to the map setup menus. Turn the small knob to see 16 pages of setup features, which allow you to customize the display and warnings to suit your individual needs. Refer to your user's manual for a full discussion of the available options and how to set them. From the map display, the soft keys allow you to read messages from the receiver, such as your arrival at a waypoint, or your flight near restricted or special use airspace. You may also tailor the way you would like information displayed on the map. Each soft key offers 3 levels of information display. A fully lighted key means that all the information available is shown on the screen. Press the button for the second or outline level, and only the waypoint position is shown, but no identifying information. Press the button again, and no information at all is displayed. Press the button once more, and all the available information returns to the screen. IFR pilots know their minimum safe altitudes because they're marked on the IFR en route charts. But VFR charts do not have these figures. Instead, sectional and world air charts have a maximum elevation figure in each section of the chart, rounded up to the nearest 100 feet plus 300 feet. These figures give the pilot flying at night or in marginal conditions an indication of terrain clearance altitudes and allow the flyer to pre-plan safe flying altitudes. Tomorrow has built certain calculations into your GX series receiver to help you navigate safely in the vicinity of terrain obstructions. From the navigation screen, turn the small knob 2 clicks left, counterclockwise if you prefer, and you will see your destination waypoint and the estimated time of arrival on the top line. Next, you will see an entry for minimum safe altitude. This is calculated as the maximum elevation figure for your position, plus 1,000 feet if you are less than 3,000 feet above sea level, or plus 2,000 feet if you are more than 3,000 feet MSL. Altitude Assist can provide additional benefits to the VFR pilot. For instance, it is sometimes possible, especially on long trips without an autopilot, for the en route altitude to drift up or down without the pilot's knowledge. Tomorrow has built an altitude alert feature into the GX series receivers that is easy to use and important to VFR and IFR safety alike. To enter the altitude assist mode from the nav page, turn the large knob 2 clicks to the right. To set the local altimeter value, press Select. Then turn the small knob to the local setting you've obtained from ATIS, the FBO, or another source, then Enter. On the other hand, if you have an approved sensor installed, the barometric altitude will automatically be shown in the display. This value cannot be changed by the user. Now turn the small knob left 1 click to the Hold Altitude Buffer page and press Select. Set the desired hold altitude. Turn the large knob and adjust the buffer amount with the small knob. Then Enter. Press Enter again. Now, as you fly along at 4,000 feet, whenever you exceed the buffer, that is, when you fly more than 50 feet above or below your hold altitude, the GX receiver's annunciator system will alert you to your drift. To disable the hold altitude feature, press Enter again. Altitude Assist offers several other functions which can be helpful on a VFR cross-country flight. For a thorough discussion of how to apply these features, see your user's manual under Altitude Assist. Before we turn to instrument flying, let's look at one more feature of the Apollo GX series receivers that VFR pilots may find useful. During VFR flights, it's the pilot's responsibility to remain outside of special use airspace until a flight controller approves entry. The GX series receivers can help you steer an arc around any area to avoid, such as restricted airspace and terrain hazards. From the nav homepage, turn the large knob 2 clicks left to Arc Assist. This page shows that a left arc has been described around Hillsborough Airport, which will take us around the right side of the airport. If we wish to circle around the left side of the airport, we would turn the small knob to select a right arc. In our case, we will fly a left arc, so the GX receiver instructs us to fly a no-wind ground track when we are ready. You must compensate yourself for any winds to maintain the desired ground track. Hillsboro has a 5 nautical mile ring, so we'll begin turning at 5 miles out. The Arc Assist feature will help us track the arc and update the course to steer to maintain that distance from the airport. This will be very useful in avoiding danger areas and in making certain instrument approaches. From the Arc Assist page, Select will take you to a second page which allows you to change the reference waypoint. You may choose a VOR, an NDB, an intersection, an airport, or a user waypoint. Then use the large and small knobs to select which facility you wish to use. If you wish to return to Arc Assist without selecting a new waypoint, simply press Select again rather than Enter. This is a good place to refer to the manual for additional information on how to maximize the Apollo GX series receiver's amazing power and your preferences to your benefit.